Yo, I am Dr. Cool. Maxwell Chikumbutso's self-powered car has opened the fourth Pandora's box that shakes Western science and consciousness. For centuries, humanity has been bound by the laws of physics, energy, and science, principles that dictate how we produce and consume power. But in 2015, two guys out of USA sorted to verify energy revolution that changes everything. Foster Gamble's a published researcher alongside with a published scientist and engineer Niels Rocknerud. Here is the clip and their findings.
Become a buzz phrase of late. The energy form has been touted as the alternative to hydroelectricity in the wake of climate change effects on power generation. Zimbabwe, which has been battling power shortages, is keen on massively investing in solar. But what if there is another alternative that may revolutionize the country's energy system? The United States-based Zimbabwean Sangulani Chikumbuzo has set up a 50-kilowatt green generator in Harare, where it is powering 10 houses.
Thrive 2 brings viewers behind the scenes with the people and innovations that have the power to transform life for everyone. And what's interesting about this documentary is they feature United States-based Zimbabwean inventor Sangulani Maxwell Chikumbutso.
We are launching a documentary on Saturday in the United States of America in California, which is called Thrive, What It Takes.
The documentary follows a journey across the globe investigating the most promising solutions in energy, health, and consciousness, while unpicking the underlying science, principles, and strategies that make them possible. One of Chikumbutso's inventions is advancing the proven ability to generate electricity from radio frequency. With this, he designed and produced the world's first ever green power generator.
I have to keep on fighting and make sure that one day everyone will have free energy.
The gifted innovator also designed and built an electric-powered vehicle, hybrid helicopter, and a drone among some of his groundbreaking innovations in the high-tech global entrepreneurial ecosystem. Recently, Chikumbutso developed a prototype automated disinfecting machine to help fight the coronavirus pandemic. But it is his green generator that will shift the way science is working and revolutionize the country's energy system. And tonight, he will be demonstrating his 50-kilowatt green generator in Harare, where it is powering 10 houses. The demonstration will be broadcast live around the world as part of this documentary, which will premiere in the United States on Saturday. Reporting for ZTN News, I'm Howard Musonza in Harare.
A warm welcome back. Taking it up now from the capital. Many thanks to Marilyn Gwenya there. In our science and technology feature, Zimbabwe made a breakthrough in the use of microsonic energy to generate electricity at a high scale. We unpack where we explore the microsonic energy device, the OR Green generator invented by Maxwell Chikumbutso. Theophilus Chuma unpacks this for us.
It's an invention that has made headlines across the globe, attracting the attention of major scientific brains in the United States of America. The green generator, an invention designed and constructed by Zimbabwean inventor Maxwell Chikumbutso, is the first of its kind, using radio frequency to generate electricity at high scale.
So we harness radio frequencies. These are natural radio frequencies that we harness. Then we convert it through the components that are in the microsonic energy device. Like I said before, 70% of the components inside this device are tailor-made. You cannot get them anywhere in the world. The current comes out as a DC current. It goes to the down converter and the DC controller. Then from there, the computer does the work. The microcontroller fine adjusts and it tells the microsonic energy device what voltage has to go to the inverter. Then on the inverter side, that is the component that we use, the part that we use to change the current to alternating current. This is the current that powers all the lights that is used everywhere. So from the inverter, we have got the step-up transformer to say, which is an AVR. This is the bottom part. It's air-cooled.
Decades ago, one great scientist, Nikola Tesla, attempted the same innovation, but faced hurdles. Maxwell has become the first person in living history to make a major breakthrough, and for his efforts, American firms are featuring his invention on a documentary that is celebrating this great mind.
We believe that we didn't violate the second law of energy in thermodynamics, but we have managed to make a new discovery, new formulas of maths. How that law is still working, but what we have done, we have managed to refine through the machine. As you can see, as small as it is, we can power everything, but we are not damaging anything.
The green generator may very well become the answer to power challenges facing not only Zimbabwe, but other nations across Africa and beyond. Maxwell is already planning to utilize his invention to benefit rural communities in Zimbabwe.
We'll give the blueprints for free. We'll identify the communities, the people who can do, so that we can just provide them with the skill, and they can design, they can construct their own machines and use. But we are looking at those who are disadvantaged.
Amazingly, Maxwell never trained formally in electronics or engineering.
A brief trip into the future with inventor Maxwell Chikanza. He's claiming a scientific breakthrough with this green energy technology, an electric car which he says converts radio frequencies into energy.
The powertrain, we did it in-house, which makes it the first electric vehicle in the world that drives without needing recharging systems. On the greener power off-grid machine, it's very unique. For the first time, energy is being generated using a radio frequency and without moving paths.
Chikanza is not the typical scientist. He dropped out of school aged 14 and says he's developed his blueprints through research and visions from God. A showroom in Harare showcases his prototypes. A helicopter that operates using any one of the 5 fuels, including paraffin, a drone and a household transformer that he says can multiply power 100-fold. But he says breaking his disruptive technology into the world has not been easy. He's failed to patent his work.
That's why we end up finding nuclear scientists, electromagnetic professors, so that they can assist us on the patent process. But as you are aware that in patents, anything that violates the laws of physics is not an industrial applicable solution. They classify it as a perpetual motion device.
Luis Kupenala, a South African-based Angolan businessman, has poured millions into the project, but now believes it's time to commercialize. He says the Angolan government and a Brazil private energy player have signed up to buy some of their products, but that other investors don't generally believe anything credible can come out of Africa.
We just sell from our skin color. We don't believe on ourselves. But obviously, a new generation has another responsibility to change this kind of paradigm to another level, whereby we have to capitalize on our abilities in Africa.
Zimbabwean scientists who spoke to the SABC also expressed skepticism, but Chikanza brushes the naysayers aside. He says he's determined to ensure that his God-given gift brings energy to light up the continent and put Zimbabwe on the technological map. Shingai Nyoka, SABC News, Harare, Zimbabwe.
Galaxies and the cosmos itself, like the magnet on your refrigerator, are open systems. The successful devices we are seeing are specifically designed as open, not isolated systems. So the limitations of the first law don't apply when it comes to accessing energy from one realm to another. I learned about a young man in Africa who claimed to have built a car, a generator, and even a helicopter that ran on radio frequencies, a true free energy device that keeps batteries consistently charged. It took me several months to find him, but when I did, it blew my mind. This time we took engineer Nils Rognerud to assist with the vetting. When Nils and I arrived and met Maxwell, I was very impressed with just what a gentle, true-seeming soul he was. And then the next morning, we went to see the device, and he gave us a full tour. I was practically ecstatic. It was such a beautiful, elegant device.
What we're looking at is called the green power off-grid machine. It is 0.5 megawatts. and we are realigning with the radio frequency. We harness a radio frequency, convert it into pure energy that is useful. It is called a microsonic energy device. A microsonic energy device, it is the generator in this machine.
For people who are not familiar with this, half a megawatt, how much will that power in terms of a house or a community or what?
We're talking of about 300 standard house homes, yeah,
Okay.
that you can power with one machine.
So there's no oil burning, there's no fires going on or anything, so where's the energy coming from?
We're harnessing it straight away from the natural energy that God has just put in the earth, on our earth. Yeah, the radio frequency.
So nothing unusual, but the main point is that a meter away there's no frequencies being transmitted from a microwave tower next to the park we're standing in.
It's a poignant day for us here, and amidst the excitement of seeing this for the first time, a couple of strangers showed up on the site where we were being shown these devices, and Maxwell, the inventor, took us aside as soon as he could and said, these guys are from the government, and I didn't know they were coming. Unfortunately, we're truly concerned about this gentleman, and we're just going to take every precaution that we can to keep ourselves safe, to keep him safe, and to keep this knowledge safe.
The microphone we had on Maxwell picked up the conversation that he had with one of the officials. So we quickly got the tape translated and found out that the government official was promising Maxwell a power purchase agreement where the government would pay him for generating energy for the country. It was good corroboration that they believed he had what he claimed. Although Maxwell didn't trust him because the government had already put him in prison in an effort to steal his technology.
Big Blue started at 4:36 p.m. We're here with Maxwell, and the test is starting.
Once we arrived on site, our goal for the vetting was to establish that the device could power a welding machine, which uses a lot of electricity very quickly, for long enough that it couldn't be running on batteries alone.
So you were asking where the energy came from. You mentioned the other day the sun, but it's not like solar energy.
No,
right?
it's not. We're not using solar energy because this one is not even affected with clouds, light, and things like that. It just works.
So the energy, the radio frequencies that you're harnessing, are they there in space, in the field all the time?
Yes, they are. From the first day we started to test the machine, we have been analyzing and we saw that the radio frequency is there. But one thing that we want to know for sure is it alien or is it man-made from another planet or is it from God? That's where we need, I think, scientific people to define exactly. But we know the radio frequency, we have everything.
If it's still a fully charged battery, the test is successful.
It's not screws.
Oh, that's 217.
0.9.
That's perfect.
We get it.
So that's the 18 battery.
Yeah, that's the 18 batteries.
217. So that's higher than the nominal voltage.
Dude! Wow!
So much.
That is awesome.
That's 18 4-volt batteries. So it has higher voltage.
Thank you.
Give us 2 thumbs up.
Thank you so much.
One final check of the battery voltage revealed a shocking result. Not only had the machine outlasted the expected battery life, but the batteries were still fully charged. This proved that the device was being powered from an unknown energy source.
Thank you.
This is one of the happiest days of my life, and I am so proud of this man who has gone through so much. He's listened to the voice of the divine coming through him, and he's done whatever it takes to bring this through for humanity. So congratulations, my friend.
Thank you so much.
Ah. Now we're going to get you well.
The test we did yesterday is historic. I still am digesting it because it basically means the end of fossil fuels.
one of the painful reality I have seen in energy is this is a very dangerous game altogether. Yeah, especially free energy, because you know, as they said, if they can try to kill it using professional people, and that has happened to me. I went through a lot, poisons, like I'm saying right now. I'm fighting it. They come to you, then they said, no, you mustn't do this. When they see that you're not giving up, then they can just affirm you. Then they can say, no, you've done ABC. My prayer is this thing must see the light of the day.
It doesn't end there. In 2025, University of Science and Technology in Zimbabwe goes forth to certify and endorse Maxwell Chikumbutso inventions, as if that wasn't enough.
As well as global, and foster an environment of technological excellence. As one of the universities in this country, Harare Institute of Technology is satisfied with our relationship with Safe Technologies, which include acting as a scientific advisor, pilot testing and validation of inventions, amongst other obligations. The Harare Institute of Technology will support this journey through research partnerships and talent development. As we look to the future, I firmly believe that Safe Technologies will become a cornerstone of Africa's technological and industrial landscape. Maxwell Chikumbutso and his team are redefining what is possible, and their work reminds us that it's Africa's time. Together we can build a future where Africa is not just a participant, but a leader in technological innovation and sustainable development. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate this launch, let us remember that innovation is a journey, not a destination.
This groundbreaking invention was brought before the President of Zimbabwe and demonstrated with the working prototypes.
Believes Zimbabweans are capable of spearheading game-changing, first-of-a-kind innovations that challenge the world's traditional ways of doing things. President Mnangagwa said no one can take away that capability. He said this earlier today when Zimbabwean innovator and inventor Maxwell Chikumbutso paid a courtesy call showcasing his latest invention of the world's first self-powering vehicles and motorbikes that run just on radio waves.
This is one of Chikumbutso's groundbreaking innovations. He calls it a self-powering electric vehicle, powered entirely by radio waves. This is the first of its kind in the world. Today, Chikumbutso paid a courtesy call on President Mnangagwa at the State House in Harare, where he presented his latest inventions.
I'll switch it on so that you can see. I think you can see the battery. It will start to charge itself.
The president said such were testament that Zimbabweans were skilled enough to usher leading inventions that defy logic.
This is the only vehicle that exists in the world. There's no other in the world. This is the only vehicle in the world, and it is here in Zimbabwe by this young Zimbabwean. And he's so gifted, you won't believe it. When he first came to talk to me, I thought he had some Didn't they all the wires? Now it's well connected, all connected.
Chikanza took the opportunity to explain and demonstrate how his latest invention works.
So with this car, you can also use it to power your house. It is a moving generator. When you drive from work back to your home, you can connect your power cable, then you can power your house. It gives you 15 kilowatts power to power your house. And the vehicle itself, it has got 160 kilowatts electric motor, which gives you a torque of about 320 to 380 Newton meters of torque. That means it's fast.
President Mnangagwa revealed that he was personally supporting Chikanza in his endeavors. The 44-year-old high school dropout was initially offered millions of dollars by the United States of America to stay and continue his work in the country, an offer he refused. The president praised Chikanza's innovation, which include wireless self-powering drones and television sets, among other inventions.
It also didn't end there. Maxwell unveiled the microsonic energy device with the audience that came to launch the car and demonstrated it.
As you can see, show everyone, the machine, it tells you how much power is getting in. It has got in and out. It's telling you how much radio frequency it's converting right now into pure energy. So I don't know, maybe we put a solar somewhere. Yeah. So people were misinformed. We just liked the design, and we bought the design. This company is not Broadwell. It's a company which is found in Shenzhen. Broadwell, they're just buying and using their name. So we talked to this company, and they agree to license us their cover. Then we put it for those reasons. So this is a greener power off-grid machine. We've got 600 watts and 1,000 watts. We decided to go smaller when I was talking to the president. Like I said, right now our focus is on Africa. We want everyone in Africa to have the freedom. So we're looking at a small machine that is the cost competitiveness. For example, if you can sell this machine at $500, a tobacco farmer can afford to purchase it and use it at his house. You can power your fridge, you can power your iron, you can do all those kind of things. So it's giving you the liberty, the freedom to do whatever that you wanted to do. We have got bigger machines that goes to about 100 kilowatts, 200 kilowatts. But those machines are quite expensive, and mostly they are for businesses. So we decided to say, no, these ones, they can be bought with people, not over the counter. People, they can place in orders. So this is our greener power off-grid machine. But I wanted, I don't know if you can find some free energy device. Because what you need is the input power. That's what we're giving you. We're giving you the input power. What we have done, we have managed to erase the batteries. We've managed, and we hope, with brothers from Congo, we hope that the war maybe will end with this kind of initiative, because no one will be in demand on lithium ion. Yeah. So we just hope that it might help that conflict to end. Amen. We thank God with this technology. So we've got this. These are the smallest machines that we're doing, but right now we're working on.
Is there no battery in there?
There's a small battery, but that is very small, like I'm saying. Because remember, when you talk about batteries, you're talking about energy density. The reason electric cars are very expensive is the battery. 70% of the cost of the electric car is a battery, which weighs about half of its weight. So we managed to erase that. We don't need much energy. We need only less energy. That means our cars can even carry a heavy load now, because the battery is eliminated, but we have got a startup battery. Technology, they pass through that, the only less energy will go to recharge the battery, but the greater power of the energy powers the device. So that is the beauty of it now. If you understand what I'm saying, those people who understand like how batteries work. For example, in a car, in a typical car, the acid batteries, they've got your alternator has got a regulator. So when you're using a battery, that means the alternator is off. But when we are using, when a battery is depleted, for you to recharge and use it at once, it is very impossible. They don't have that technology yet. We have got it. That's the path-through technology that you can now take power from it and recharging it at the same time. So the regulator now cuts off the power that has to be coming from the battery, and it will redirect it direct to the car from the alternator. So this is what we have done. We have made it possible that a small battery can now do something that is big. Then on the car, I think we're going to demonstrate all the cars that you know. If you go to Kaya right now, all their cars, you have to plug in either a DC charging station or an AC charging station. Our car is the first car. This is a generator. I think if you can go to the fridge, you can see he's going to plug in, and you will see that the fridge is going to be powered by a car. Like I said, you can buy a car. You don't need to have a generator at your home. You use your car.
Okay, right, we trace it.
That's the car.
So is the microsonic device?
What we have done, like we said, the microsonic energy device is the invention that we have done, and we are trying to protect it. We have embedded it in the vehicle. Okay. Yes. And it has got a self-destructive technology. On the 150 wires on this car, if you try to tamper with 5 of them, which we classify, you destroy the microsonic energy device, both the software and the hardware. That's how we are protecting the technology, because we couldn't get a patent.
So more like electricity?
Yes, it's encrypted. It's on. It's on right now.
It's on. Oh, yeah. So there are no mechanical, there are no like moving parts.
The only moving part that you will see on this car is a reduction gearbox, but you don't have to maintain it or to service it.
The generator doesn't have.
The generator doesn't have any moving parts. Usually those type of devices that are known as zero-point energy. So you cannot even maintain it, you cannot service it, because there is no friction that is happening.
Wow.
Working on ways on how to protect the technology in the event that we lose it. For example, we go in a country, we will set up a power station, there is a hostile takeover, we are tricked. How do you protect our technology? That's why we took the trade secret route. Our patent is kept, our design is kept, the recipe is kept in 3 countries, and the people who are keeping it, they don't even know each other. The second thing, we try to protect the hardware side, because if an engineer removes like a circuit board, you can trace, you can see that this is a rectifier, this is a microchip. So we put a small amount of a detonator to say, but that cannot harm anyone. But if you just try to tamper with it, you blow it. That's part of the circuit board. Also on the software, if someone can have the source code, he can try to do reverse engineering. So we work on an algorithm that if you tamper with certain wires on the vehicle, you are going to destroy the microsonic energy device. Yeah. You cannot tamper with it. If you tamper with it, then you lose your investment.
Question, what would be the market price?
Right now we're still doing costing. I think before the end of this week we have the final costing, but it's going to be cheaper. That I can.
So which products do you have on the market?
The car.
Are the batteries on the market?
The greener power off-grid machines are on the market. The TVs are on the market. The bikes are on the market. The cars as well, they are on the market.
So when you say on the market, where would one buy one? Yeah. So if you wanted to buy a battery, where would you go?
Right now we're doing, I think you saw the company that we partnered like in Zimbabwe, which was doing that video. That's our agent centric marketing. But right now we are using the Tesla model, which we are using that we don't want to have middlemen, because the prices will be so high to the end users. So we're saying people, they'll buy straight from SAPE in other countries, then they'll get their products there. For example, we are setting up in Switzerland, so it is going to cover Europe and some parts of Europe. Then we have got other countries that will pick up like in Central Africa, East Africa, and Northern Africa, which will cover differently.
So what's the maximum?
Don't even get me started with the denied patent of Maxwell Chikumbutso self-powered invention, calling it a perpetual motion machine. That is not even my point, but going back to Poison Him says it all. And in 2025, as the news broke out, there was a total blackout of Maxwell Chikumbutso's self-powered technology in Western mainstream media, then coupled with implemented protocol to suppress it by discrediting it. Calling him scam, that reminds me of how Gaddafi was murdered, because it started like this. They called him Mad Dog of the Middle East. There is a lot, and that's the fourth Pandora's box that will change how we live our lives. Connect with each other, resonates with the frequency of higher level of consciousness that defies any man-made laws, or conventional wisdom to establish groundbreaking innovation unseen or ahead of that may be ahead of its time. This is the ultimate tool we need to transcend better, to unfold mysteries of nature and God our Creator. Yeah, Western scientists won't like that. But it's real and it's happening now as we speak, so they have a lot to contend with. Every once in a while, a discovery emerges that forces us to rethink everything we thought we knew. Maxwell Chikumbutso's self-powered car is one such breakthrough. This invention is not just a technological marvel, it is an awakening, a fourth Pandora's box that forces us to question whether our understanding of science is truly complete. More importantly, it raises an unsettling question. How did a junior secondary school dropout invent something that defies all known laws of physics and challenges the Western scientific establishment? Breaking free from the traditional scientific mindset. Traditional Western science operates within a rigid framework, a system of rules, ethical standards, and knowledge structures that determine what is real and what is impossible. We are taught that energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transferred. But what if that knowledge is incomplete? What if the reason we struggle with energy crises, environmental issues, and limited technological progress is because we have been looking in the wrong direction? History has shown us that every time someone challenges the accepted scientific framework, they face rejection, suppression, or worse. Nikola Tesla's wireless energy transmission was dismissed as fantasy. Stanley Meyer's water-powered car mysteriously disappeared. Quantum mechanics was once labeled as scientific nonsense. Western scientists have been locked into a materialistic view of reality, one that demands every new discovery fit into a measurable, structured, and repeatable framework. Anything that deviates from this is deemed impossible, fraudulent, or unscientific. Yet Maxwell Chikumbutso's invention works, and it works in a way that modern physics cannot fully explain. The fourth Pandora's box, a self-powered car that defies science. Maxwell Chikumbutso has done something unprecedented. He has built a car that powers itself, eliminating the need for fuel, charging stations, or traditional batteries. This is not an improvement of an existing system. It is a complete rejection of the conventional understanding of energy. The fourth Pandora's box has been opened. The implications of this invention go far beyond transportation. If Chikumbutso's self-powered technology is real, then it means 1. The energy crisis is an artificial problem. Energy can be freely generated without fossil fuels or expensive infrastructure. 2. The laws of physics may be incomplete. There are forms of energy we do not yet understand. And 3. Higher levels of consciousness could be the key to scientific breakthroughs. His technology is not just a challenge to engineering, it is a direct challenge to how we perceive knowledge itself. The million-dollar question. How did a dropout invent something that shook physics? Maxwell Chikumbutso was not trained at MIT. He was not educated at Harvard or any prestigious Western institution. Yet he built something that Western scientists cannot fully comprehend. That's like another Egyptian pyramid that Western science couldn't figure out how. His answer is both shocking and revolutionary. He claims that God showed him how to do it. Chikumbutso has repeatedly stated that his knowledge came through divine visions, visions that taught him electronics, electrical engineering, and physics, without ever stepping into a university. To the Western scientific mind, this is impossible. Knowledge is something you acquire through formal education, research, and experimentation. But Chikumbutso's claim forces us to confront an uncomfortable truth and possibility. What if knowledge can be received rather than learned? What if human consciousness has access to a hidden source of unlimited information, a source that traditional science refuses to acknowledge? Are we here to fight knowledge source and/or receive and work with it? His story disrupts the Western model of scientific progress. This serves as a stark reminder that we are nothing but tools in the hand of our Creator. If knowledge can be accessed without formal education, then the entire system of universities, research institutions, and corporate patents loses its monopoly on innovation. Not only that, this is awakening to accept the challenge of exploring how to receive knowledge from high level of consciousness, God. If we think about the life we have and not getting plugged or fueled, same can go with the technologies around us. The ethical dilemma: how science blocks human potential. The Western scientific community operates under a strict ethical framework, one that requires all discoveries to be tested, verified, and approved before being accepted. But what happens when a discovery is so advanced that it does not fit within that framework? History has shown us that disruptive inventions often face suppression rather than acceptance. Nikola Tesla's free energy project was shut down. Innovators in anti-gravity research have been silenced. New energy technologies are routinely buried under corporate patents that never reach the public. Traditional science does not know how to handle discoveries that defy the accepted models of reality. Instead of expanding its understanding, it often rejects what it cannot explain, forgetting that everything we are seeing came from unseen. Chikumbutso's invention challenges the entire foundation of Western physics, engineering, and energy production. His success shames the world's most prestigious institutions, proving that real knowledge does not come from textbooks, but from a higher consciousness. That should be the contextual bedrock of knowledge. Tapping into higher consciousness, the true key to unlimited knowledge. If Maxwell Chikumbutso can receive knowledge beyond the limits of conventional science, then what else is possible? For years, the Western world has sought higher consciousness through meditation, astral projection, and altered states of mind. But Chikumbutso's story suggests that higher knowledge does not require complex rituals. It requires direct connection with the divine. What if every human being has access to this hidden knowledge but has been conditioned to ignore it? What if the greatest scientific discoveries have already been made but exist outside the narrow confines of Western academia? Chikumbutso's self-powered technology is not just an invention. It is proof that human consciousness is capable of far more than we have been led to believe. Conclusion: the new era of human potential. Maxwell Chikumbutso has done more than build a car that powers itself. He has shattered the limits of what we thought was possible. He has proven that traditional science is incomplete. He has forced us to question the way knowledge is received. He has demonstrated that higher consciousness can unlock solutions beyond conventional thinking. The fourth Pandora's box has been opened. Science, physics, and engineering will never be the same again. The big question now is, if Chikumbutso can access divine knowledge, what else is possible if we break free from the limits of traditional science? It is time to rethink what we know. The future of energy, science, and human consciousness is no longer in the hands of institutions. It is in our hands.